Boxing King Media in association with SaveMoreMoney.com and the Riyadh season. Delighted to be joined by Spencer Brown, Tyson Fury's manager, and a man that's pulling some key strings and putting these crazy events together. Spencer, you've had some, I want to say time off, but you haven't had time off, have you?
Not really. You think you're getting time off, then you get a phone call the next morning to either do a film shoot or Tyson's got to do this or Tyson's got to do that. We are quite a way out from the fight, but there's a lot to do in this, and in my opinion, it's probably going to be, the promotion is probably going to be bigger than the last one. So what they've got us doing, and what I saw on set yesterday, was on set all day, was absolutely incredible. And this video is going to be probably better than the last one. I don't think you could better the last one. I think they can now, after what I saw yesterday.
I'm intrigued. I'm hearing about it. I don't want to say anything, but it does sound interesting. I'm going to jump straight into it, Spencer. Obviously, straight after the Ngannou fight, it was obvious, and you said it, and Frank Warren said it as well, that Tyson wouldn't be fighting on the 23rd date. In the space of 2.5 weeks, you managed to pull off a crazy card together. So I've got to ask you, what were the timelines? What day did you get the phone call to say, right, we need to put another event on? And then how, who got the phone call and who started pulling the strings to get this card together?
I think we was in a meeting with George and Frank and a couple of the other guys who was involved with from Seller, and His Excellency pulled it together. Turkey Al Sheikh, this is what I want. Can you do it? And can you provide me with what I want? And we were not just taken back, amazed. Number one, whether we could do it in the time space. Number two, whether it was doable. I mean, it's 5 weeks, and could we get the champions he wanted on? But obviously, we worked tirelessly and very hard to do it. Tyson gave me his blessing to help with the process. I mean, no doubt that this was a colossal show to put together. I mean, everybody's coming to me saying I've never seen anything like it. Tyson loves it, and that's what I work for. That's where my loyalties lie. And if Tyson says he wants me to do something, I do it. Simple.
So, obviously, the fighters you've got fighting on this show, I think there's 4 or 5 different promoters involved. So I've got to ask you, how on earth did you, I don't know, who made the call to Eddie Hearn, who made the call to Frank Warren, who made the call to Demetrius Lita, and I'm probably missing it, or Kalle Sauerland, who kind of orchestrated all that? Because surely somebody at the top's pulled them people together.
Yeah, it was a joint team effort. We all rung different people. Obviously, Frank's very influential. George is doing an amazing job. I mean, if George wanted to take over tomorrow, he could do, and with Frank's blessing, he could do, because honestly, I'm so impressed with what he's done. It's incredible. But Eddie Hearn was instrumental in coming forward and saying he'd like to work with us as a team. So Kalle Sauerland, Dimitri Salita. We spoke to him. I spoke to him personally 4 or 5 times. So did George, and he was up for it. And it's not just those. There's a lot of other promoters and managers we had to contact. This has been a long, drawn-out process. That, hours and hours and hours. And we. My girlfriend wasn't very happy, put it that way. I was up till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning every day. And you've got to realise that the time differences, and I was ringing America 1 minute, Australia the next. It was bananas. So I just it all came together. Obviously, there's probably a few bits on there we could have got better, but we're pretty pleased with what we got so far.
Most people will be wondering how you managed to get Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren to work together, because obviously a lot of bridges have been burnt over the years, but it was great to see both of them together yesterday on stage. So was that like a big obstacle in any point, and who kind of smoothed that relationship?
One man, Turkey Al Sheikh. That's it. There's we can all take credit for things, but if we're going to be honest about it all, it's Turkey Al Sheikh. Simple and straightforward. And he didn't pull any strings. He didn't pull any punches. He told it as it was. I want everybody working together. And if you want to be part of this, you need to work with us. And that's it.
One of the things people have been wondering is, you've obviously got whoever's done the matchmaking, everyone's kind of wondering why isn't AJ fighting Wilder if they're both on the same show? What was the thinking behind that, and why they've got different opponents?
Well, in my personal view, I mean, you're asking two top 3 or 4 fighters in the world to fight each other in a very short time. So, I think fans have got to realise that they do need a lot more time preparation. And when you look at, you see behind the scenes, everybody thinks you can just get fit and well in 5 weeks, but you've got to take into account the promotional side of things. There's a lot of promotional work to do. There's press conferences, there's videos, there's photography. There's a lot behind the scenes. So, did we ask them to do this? And I think they were both of the same opinion. They'd need a little bit more time to put on a real show for the fans. But the good news is they will be fighting each other. I can assure you that.
That's what the rumours are, that there's some sort of deal in place. But is that something you can talk about, or is that
not really at the moment? But there's a lot of different parties involved. Obviously, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, George Warren. It's a multi. I don't know what you call it. It's like the United Nations of boxing promoters. All the big promoters are there, and it just needed that spark and somebody to put them all together. So I think you'll be hearing some good news very shortly. And don't forget, Shelley Finkel's been a massive part of this as well. Bob Arum. I mean, you're talking about the biggest promoters in the world all getting together to do this. It's unheard of.
It definitely is unheard of. How was it decided that, because we saw Queensberry kind of run the event yesterday, and obviously I saw some comments online, people are wondering that, it's there's more matchroom fighters on the show, but Queensberry are kind of running the event. How was that decision kind of made?
Well, it's very simple. Queensberry have the promotional contract with Saudi. Eddie Hearn's been invited to the party. So has Cal Sutherland. And obviously Frank is running that alongside Bob Arum. So they're involved. But I've said this before. Frank holds the key to the kingdom, but he's opened the door for everybody to join. And it looks like it could be working very, very well.
Good times for boxing fans. Quick word on the broadcast situation. Obviously, we've heard AJ's got an exclusive deal with the Zone. How are them things going to play into this, and is there an agreement made over broadcasters?
The answer is that's not my remit, and it's a minefield. But I'm sure they will work it out, and everything will come to fruition for everybody.
Finally, Spencer, I want to talk to you about Tyson. It's getting announced today, but before we talk about the fight, I've got to talk about the negatives first. We saw there was a lot of opinion after his performance against Francis Ngannou. There's quotes from, if I pull some quotes out, people are suggesting his legs are gone. They're saying his chin's gone. A lot of people in the industry are saying that he'll retire, he won't fight Usyk, but obviously it's getting announced he's fighting on the 17th of February. So you just tell me if any of them things are in play. Do you think there's issues with his fitness, his legs, chin, and did he ever consider retirement?
I don't know where the retirement come from. I don't know who made that narrative up, but obviously somebody did. So we're not too sure who made it up at the start. I've got some pretty good ideas, but has his legs gone? In my opinion, no. Maybe he's got to change a few things. I don't know. But how can you tell a man of Tyson's class and ability, and he's been in the game 20 years, and somebody like me or somebody else, a trainer's got to tell him what to do, but certainly somebody like me or somebody in the public, how could they turn around and say this is not right, that's not right? Maybe you can see it, but I'm certainly not going to tell Tyson what I think's a matter of his boxing, because I'm not in that position, or I've got that experience or that know-how to tell him that. How can I do that?
one of the comments about his legs gone, that did come from Johnny Nelson, but the context to it is Johnny said that he's come to that conclusion because Tyson said in the post-fight interview that he trained fully for this. There was no distractions, he was fully fit, but obviously the performance in Johnny's eyes suggested that if that was the case, then he should have performed better. So that was the context behind it.
Yeah, look, Johnny's got more experience than most of us put together, hasn't he? Former world champion, multiple world champion, and congratulations on his MBE. He's done very well in life, and but as his legs gone, that's an opinion of Johnny Nelson. It's not an opinion of everybody, because I've heard a lot of other pundits and different boxing people say his legs haven't gone. And as for his chin, he didn't get hit on the chin. He got hit on the worst part you can do. So that was on the top of your head. You get it there, you know about it. Do I think there could have been a lot more stuff done in camp? Yes. I blame myself for some of it. Maybe we took our eye off the ball. And I've said to Tyson, listen, I apologise if I've pushed you into doing anything, but we were contracted to do it. So maybe next time, due to maybe my lack of inexperience, I'll make sure that never happens again. So Johnny's comments, they're his comments, and we respect them. And we'll take him and have a look at him. But as for his chin's gone, absolutely not. He's never been chinned in training, and he does. I don't know how many spars he does. I mean, he does a lot of sparring. I've never seen anybody chin him. Anybody will get near chinning him. So, he's 35. He's in the latter stage of his career. But you've got to look at all the other heavyweights. Anthony Joshua, same type of age, 35, 36. Deontay Wilder, 38. Zhilei Zhang, 40. They're all sort of. They're all getting closer to 40 than they are 30, aren't they? So, this is what we've got, and this is and Usyk as well. He's 37, isn't he, Usyk? So they're not all spring chickens, but they're the best of their era. And I think in the next fight, you're going to see a lot different Tyson Fury. That's not making excuses up for him anyway. He doesn't make excuses up. He's done an interview with you saying, if anybody's fault, it's mine. And I've heard people saying that people are blowing smoke up his arse. I don't know. I mean, I never blow smoke up his arse anyway. But I'm not. That's not part of my remit to go in and tell anybody how to train, what to train. I'm a manager. I do my manager's job. I make sure everything's right. Make sure all his appearances, everything he has to do contractually, I make sure. I work closely with his solicitor, so we try and get everything right, but we can't. We didn't get it all right last time, put it this way, so I do blame myself on certain things.
There was one other thing people were talking about was this phrase of yes men. We've seen that with the AJ before, where they've said he's got too many yes men around him. I still don't know what the meaning actually means, to be fair, but what did you make of them comments?
I've got a comment on that. Yes men. His team are his brothers. He's got Sugar Hill training him. He has George Lockhart with his nutrition. We've got Christian doing his strength and conditioning, and he has Matty doing his massage. So, yes, men. Maybe they might mean me. I don't know. I'll say yes or no. But maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a yes man. But if he says to me, "Do I have to do this photo shoot?" I say yes. Do I have to do something else? Yes, you do. So maybe it's me who's the yes man.
Interesting thoughts there, Spencer. Great event, Ring of Fire it's going to be called. Riyadh season, towards the conclusion of Riyadh season. Is there potentially another event before Riyadh season concludes on first week of March? Are you able to say anything about that?
Yeah, look, you keep hearing this name, we keep saying it, but you can't help mention it because he's one of the nicest fellas you'll ever meet. He's obsessed. He's got obsessed with boxing. He's one of the. Here he is. I've just been slagging you off, saying what a prick you are.
I don't think you've ever
Come
been
on,
my
George.
boss.
He's the boss. No, he's the boss. Cool. What I've been saying about you, Georgie. Oh dear.
George taking 80% of everyone.
So it's one man, and he has got a fantastic team around him. Turkey Al Sheikh. He's been backed by MBS as well and Saudi Arabia. I mean, this guy's obsessed with boxing. he's, believe it or not, he's a great matchmaker as well. He wants to give all boxing fans, not just British, American, he wants to get boxing fans from all over the world watching class fights. Sometimes they can't always be done for certain and different reasons, but this man will revolutionise and change the face of boxing. And when Frank Warren, months and months ago, said this is a game changer, and they all took the mickey out of him for saying it, it's different now, isn't it? So fair play to you, Frank. Fair play.
So yeah, Spencer, we just got interrupted by Usyk having a bit of a face-off with Tyson behind us. But in short, Riyadh season, people, if they want to enjoy a great location for to bring your family and your kids and enjoy watching events and boxing, you need to get there.
Listen, if you've never been there before, it's a chance of a lifetime, this one. We've got two massive cards coming up. You know, don't believe what some of these misconceptions that you're being told, because it's all rubbish. You've been there, the people are lovely, they're beautiful people, they're so accommodating, everybody wants to take you out for something to eat, there's no trouble, you don't have to worry about wearing a watch over there. I've said it before, you can leave £1 million in the corner, nobody will touch it. The food's fantastic. The people are fantastic. The place is fantastic. It's only 6 hours away. Give it a try. And then tell me after that you didn't like it. It's everybody who's been to that first fight loved it. And I've had messages from everybody who came.
Spencer, appreciate your time. Exciting times ahead. I'm genuinely looking forward to this build-up. And well done for obviously the part you played in this. And I know you haven't said what you've done, but it's quite obvious you've played an instrumental role in putting this event together. So well done to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I hope to do a lot more events over it. I've been given a chance from Tyson. I've been given a chance from Sella, Turki Al-Sheikh, Dr. Khan, to do what we've got to do. And don't forget, Frank Warren and George Warren have given me a chance. All the big promoters have worked with me and took me in with open arms. Eddie Hearn, Cal Sutherland, Shelley Finkel. They've all been really good with me. And above all, it's Tyson Fury who's put me in this position, so I will ever be beholden to the man. Listen, I'm trying to do the interview here.
What's to say about me?
Just all saying you're going to retire and all sorts. On that note, Spence, thank you for your time. We'll leave it at that. Top man, thank you.
Have you ever been stranded on the side of a motorway with a broken down car? Like me, is that something that worries you? That's where motor breakdown insurance comes in. If your vehicle breaks down, a trained professional will be sent out to get you back on the road. Or if this is not possible within the specified time frame, to transport you to your home or to the nearest garage.